What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Mav, where we do everything outdoors. My name's Mavrik, and this is my 2011 Ford F-150. So today we're going to be working on making this thing off-grid able. Off-grid able means that this thing will be able to not live off of any public utilities. So, you know, you think of water and you think of electronics. So as far as water goes, I already have a nice big 5-gallon water jug. If I do happen to run out of 5 gallons of water, I do have a life straw where I can draw some water of a river or something. That's about all you can do with a truck. But today what we're going to be focusing on is the electronics. In order to show you the electronics, I'm going to need to pop the hood here. So for the last 6 months, I've been running a setup that charges off of my car's alternator. So for those of you that don't know what's going on here, essentially what I did was I rigged up a positive cable going from my car's battery to a solenoid, a negative going to a ground, and then these positives and negatives go all the way back from the solenoid underneath my truck here. And they run all the way down, and they come up right here. You can see them kind of sticking up right there. I don't know, can you see that? Yeah, right here. So that's where the cables come in right there. So then we come around to the back. Alright, so there you can see the cables entering into the truck cap. And then this is a 12-volt AGM battery. The cables just connect to there on the positive and the negative, and that charges the battery with my alternator. And then right next to it there, you can see that I have a 750-watt inverter. So this will charge iPhones, power little fans like so. Charge laptops, you name it. So that setup's been working awesome, but I don't want to have to depend on my car moving in order to charge that battery. When I was living out of my truck, I was noticing that my fridge that I usually have back there would only last about 3 days before killing my battery completely. So I need to go solar. I need to power it with the sun. So I moved to the middle of Wisconsin. Stuff takes a long time to get here, and there's not a lot of stores that carry parts for my roof rack. There's special parts to mount things onto roof racks. I didn't know this, but it's going to take a long time for those things to get shipped here. So I'm not going to wait like 2 weeks to be able to mount this onto my truck. I'd rather do it now. So let's go on down to the hardware store and see if we can't make something work.
That's 1 or 8? 8?
That was an 8, yep. 8.
Oh, there. So I mean, there's different names for it. I just call it L.
Thank you.
Okay, there you go.
Have a good one. Alright, so this is what I ended up opting for at the hardware store. Oh geez. One stainless steel bolt, or a 5/8 inch rubber washer, a regular washer, and a spring washer, nut for the 5/8 bolt, and then some stainless steel locking nut. So what my idea was is my roof rack has these tracks in it. So if you pull this back, you can see there's a track right here. So I flip this open. Alright, so the head is gonna go into the track, like so. And then I can slide this wherever I'd like it to be. Tighten this one down to hold it snugly in place. See, that's not going anywhere. And then this locking nut will be what keeps the whole thing together. So the only thing left to do is to cut the piece of angle iron that I bought. So let's go down to the garage and do that quick. I'm gonna coat those in Rust-Oleum, and I guess we'll see you back out here. All right, 1 down, 3 to go. They're not the prettiest thing in the world, but we got 4 mounting brackets. Yeah, those edges do look a little rough. I might sand them. Let's go bring these outside and get that thing screwed on top of the truck. Alright, so this morning I made a little bit of an oops. So Hannah and I just moved in together. We're working on kind of making some furniture on the cheap. And we went to the lumberyard this morning to grab some wood to make a shelf for behind our couch. And being the dummy that I am, I shoved this 2x8 in my truck bed super hard and hit the back windshield of my topper. So I broke the sliding windshield on the back of my topper. Not a good way to start the morning, but in order to continue on with our project, I can't really have glass in the back of the truck because I need to drill a hole. It's just, I gotta take care of that first, so we're gonna get the shop vac out and we're gonna vacuum up a lot of glass. Well, now it's time to drill a big hole in my topper. I think I put that shop vac back too soon. So a subscriber actually sent me this solar panel. Their Instagram page is Vilmont Market, so I'll leave a link to it in the description. But essentially, if you guys are trying to do anything to your truck, like off-road it, get some big beefy tires, like they have wheels, they have tires, they have roof racks, they have light bars, they have everything on there. And they have like fridges. So if you guys are in like overland or off-roading, definitely give them a check out. Thank you so much for the pieces, and he's allowing my truck to be off-grid, so let's get this thing installed. So this is how I'm securing the solar panel to the bracket. These are just self-tapping screws, a rubber washer and a regular washer on there to kind of hopefully help with the rattling. There's going to be 2 screws on each bracket, so I am a little worried about these rattling out. Through the next couple weeks, while driving around with it on, I'm going to be spending a lot of time checking to see if it's loose. So to be honest with you, I didn't really want to try to bolt these things on. I didn't want to use nuts and bolts, but I might have to. We'll have to wait and see. I just didn't want to deal with getting like super glue on the back or like getting small locking nuts. I want to try to do it for cheaper. So these pieces of hardware were a little cheaper, but in hindsight, should I have probably just done it with the bolts? Yeah, but I panicked. All right, next up, I gotta get the solar panel up here, figure out how big it really is, and get the screws positioned accordingly. All right, so all I gotta do is take that little stand off, but I've got my solar panel mounted. The cord runs from the solar panel through the hole. I didn't glue that yet because when I bring my topper in to get fixed, they might have to take it off, so I'm not gonna glue that in yet. would kind of suck to have to cut that cord and deal with all the glue. Not something I want to deal with. So I grabbed my battery from upstairs and we're gonna see if this thing works. Yep, window's still broken. All right, well, what do you think? Do you think that this is gonna work? Leave a comment down below. Here goes nothing. If this is gonna work, this light right here is gonna light up. You! It is charging. Look at that. Yes. All right, well, it worked. That's awesome news. Like I said, all that's left to do is just to glue that little hole, and I got myself a solar setup. I might end up replacing that battery, getting a bigger one, but at least we have a little bit of solar. That combined with my other battery will be great. So thank you guys so much for tuning in this episode of Mav. If you guys have any questions or want to know anything about this build or about my truck camper setup or a video that you want to see in the future, leave a comment down below. But until next time, my name's Mavrik, and you already know the drill. Just keep on trucking. Bye.